Can your relationship survive without sex and intimacy? Well, my short answer is no. And today I'm going to tell you the why behind that no and the simple first steps to increase your sex and intimacy, even if it's been a while. Make sure you remember to like this video and hit that subscribe bell before it's all over. Now, let's get to it. So there are couples who are both okay with just being roommates, who don't have sex or any emotional closeness, but those people aren't watching this video right now because they're fine with the way things are. They're okay. You're not. So the answer for you is no. Your relationship can't survive because either you or your partner is unhappy with the way things are, hence sitting there watching my mug right now. So let me help you right now. Let's do this thing. The big problem when we start talking about sex and intimacy is that you might think these words are synonymous, that they're the same, and so you get them confused. And you've got to first realize that they're two very different things. And here's the deal. You can have sex without intimacy, and you can have intimacy without sex. Men generally like to have sex to feel closer, more intimate, and women generally have to feel close or more intimate to want sex. And I say all the time, it's a damn miracle that any heterosexual couples ever make it work because how we're built so differently. So what's this intimacy I'm talking about? Intimacy is simply the experience of emotional closeness. And intimacy includes feeling connected, feeling like you and your partner are a team, like your partner, gets you and understands you, and really critically, that your partner has your back. And there's a big reason you don't feel these things. And I did a whole TED Talk about it, and I've got some videos explaining the real reason why you're not feeling this way, and I'll link to them below the video. But for now, I just want to say a lot of times people are looking to feel intimacy or closeness, but confuse it with wanting sex. They then go after sex, don't get the feeling they're looking for, and might even feel worse after having sex. You might have had that. And then continue to try to chase that close feeling they want so much by having more sex. And in the end, they're disappointed over and over again. Because when you're in a relationship, sex without intimacy, it doesn't feel so good. Orgasms aside, those are great. And I just want to say quick, if you're having any aha moments as you're listening, please comment below. It helps other people when you share what you learn, and they can see that and feel inspired themselves to share. So let me get back. Now, I'm not saying you can ignore sex and still have a happy, intimate, and fulfilled relationship, because you generally can't. And depending on your age and stage, sex is absolutely important. And, researchers have found that sex plays an even bigger role than money when it comes to couples reporting satisfaction and happiness in their relationship. However, the research does not show that having more sex equals being more happy. If you want to know the actual number, everyone always does, the research mostly shows that having sex once a week is the sweet spot for couples staying happy and satisfied over the long haul, in the big picture. But again, sex is only part of a much larger equation when I'm talking about being truly intimate and emotionally close to your partner. And the problem for most couples is that they try to jump into the sex without creating an emotional or an intimate connection first. So physical intimacy starts with touching our partners more. And studies show that, get this, that we touch our cell phones over 2,000 times a day. Apple had a report that showed that users unlock their iPhones 80 times every day, which breaks down to about 6 or 7 times an hour. How many times do you touch your partner in an hour? Yeah, I know. Start thinking about it. Touch is the most basic and necessary of all human needs. In fact, babies who are deprived of touch, they exhibit stunted growth, delayed cognitive and motor skills. They're more likely to develop diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, and have more mental illnesses, everything from, psychosis to depression. It's crazy. So touching more often is huge. It's all about creating micro connections with your partner. And I have a whole video with specifics on how to do just that, and I'll link to that below. So for now, I want you to realize that building a great sex life and feeling emotionally close starts with touch. And there was actually a large-scale study of people in 24 countries, and researchers found that couples who report a great sex life do the following. They have make-out sessions and kiss each other passionately. They kiss and touch non-erotically every day. They cuddle together non-sexually. And they say, I love you, and mean it every day. So for today, start with any of those 4 things. I say all the time that great relationships aren't built in a day. Great relationships are built daily. So start with one small thing to build your relationship today. And if you want a deep dive on any of these topics and really make your relationship amazing on every level, make sure you check out my Relationships Made Easy podcast. You can download it anywhere you find podcasts, or you can come on over to my website, abbymedcalf.com, and have a listen. That's it for today. Have a great connecting week.